Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am in charge of my son's high school Twitter feed because they found out that I was an influencer, YouTuber, Twitter guy, and they want me to be in charge of their Twitter feed. And I'll tell you a funny story. Last year, I did it too, and they asked me to come to the Booster Club meeting, and I stood up and I told all of the parents, I said, I do for a living what all of your kids want to do for a living. And they all started laughing. But I brought that up because yesterday I was out doing some videoing and taking pictures of the baseball practice. Real proud of my 16-year-old. He's a junior this year, and he's the cleanup hitter, and he's lefty pitcher for varsity. I think he'll be starting out, I think he'll be the number 2 or 3 pitcher on the team. I think he'll finish the year as the best pitcher on the team. That's just my personal opinion. He's not the fastest lefty, but he has the pitches and he's got the accuracy and he gets it done. They have a hard time. He's got a natural tail on that ball. These lefties are kind of tough to hit off of. I have watched Division I baseball commits walk away from that plate shaking their head like that thing's moving a lot. So, and he's not even bringing the real heat yet. We're hoping for heat in the next year or so. All right. Central Bank of Croatia bought almost $2 trillion of gold in December. Prior to that, they were not reporting any gold holdings and haven't since 2001. This is another Eastern European central bank who had bought gold in 2022. Then you got this. Turkey was the biggest buyer of gold among central banks last year, with households also rushing to buy gold to shield from geopolitical uncertainty and rampant inflation. And then we got this from Gold Telegraph. Breaking news, Lebanon to devalue currency by 90% on February 1st. This is why you own gold. This is also why Glint is my sponsor. The link's in the top of the description. I tell you all the time, I buy physical gold. I also buy gold in my Glint account. You can buy physical gold from them. If you go to the frequently asked questions page, there's a link or there's an email address where you can send to if you want to buy physical gold from them. But if you buy through the Glint account like I do, I have a debit MasterCard and you can spend your gold. That's what's so awesome about their platform. Now, yesterday I totally missed it. Ripple did put out their quarterly markets report. Ripple sold $226 million of XRP worth of XRP tokens. Net purchases in Q4, the firm said in its markets report. This is so CoinDesk right here that they have to throw this in there. This is a jab at Ripple. The centralized fintech company, as opposed to Joseph Lubin's companies that are completely decentralized, right? The centralized fintech company builds global payment products and developed the XRP payment system, Says the processor reported transactions over 106 million on the XRP ledger, decentralized they said decentralized blockchain, and the creation of 228,000 new and unique user wallets. Let's see this quote. Ripple wrapped up 2022 as the strongest year to date, focusing on crypto utility and scaling its ODL product. They said it in its report. As RippleNet continues to grow despite tumultuous market, Ripple experienced highest amount of demand from both new and existing customers adopting ODL. Check this out from eGrag Crypto. XRP last line of defense, November 12th, 2022. XRP can wick to 28 cents. It did wick to 30 cents. 38 cents still holding as major support. Now XRP on verge of start building strong support above white descending trend line. It's super bullish, and that we like. That's thumbnail worthy. Now, this is something interesting right here. Jeremy Hogan tweeted this out, and this is a very interesting tweet. Below is the library coin, whatever they call their library token, Weekly chart up 100%. And Library completely lost its SEC lawsuit and is going into bankruptcy. So Library, the company, lost its SEC lawsuit and the company's going into bankruptcy, but the Library token is skyrocketing. He says, what does this mean vis-a-vis XRP? Asking for a friend. Well, remember what that judge said in that hearing the other night. This is important, folks, because the reason this Library token is going up, I'm assuming, is because the token itself in the secondary market is now not a security. I mean, or at least the judge said that and made the SEC acknowledge that, which gives the Library token clear skies going forward as long as it's trading on that secondary market. And I guess that's pretty bullish, but apparently everybody thinks it is because it's up 100%. Here's Kathy Wood. She's talking about, that's her name, right? Yeah. Kathy Wood. She's talking about the crypto, how crypto is going to do going forward.
Let's talk about some other big ideas. Where are you in the world of crypto? We've been talking about crypto for a long time. I remember you and I had a conversation probably 2 years ago, talked about Bitcoin going to $500,000. You still in the same place?
Yes, we are. In fact, we're a little higher than that in our base case for the year 2030. And in our bull case, much higher. If you look at what has happened in the last year, actually, Sam Bankman-Fried didn't like Bitcoin at all. And he didn't like it because of its decentralization and transparency. And what companies went under, they were the highly centralized, non-transparent, opaque companies. So FTX, Celsius, 3AC, Three Arrows Capital. If you look at what happened to Bitcoin, the network, and Ethereum, the network, they really didn't skip a beat. All transactions were
okay. Anyway, she's basically saying that she's positive for the markets going forward. Today is the day the Federal Reserve is going to say whether they're increasing interest. I think they are increasing interest rates, but the language, of course, will make the market either go up a lot or down a lot. That's how that always happens. That's not the long game from my perspective. Then Anthony Welfare retweeted Ripple's prediction tweet and says, CBDC gets real in 2023. Like the sound of that. Then we had, go give Molly Elmore a follow. She's Clever Hummingbird is her YouTube channel. She had Matt Hamilton. These are both very smart people. She had him on the channel. I wanted to play you this clip. This one caught my attention.
And what's Ripple X's business model? Like, how do they make money?
Good question. Ripple X didn't really have a business model. I mean, Ripple X was all about just getting adoption for the XRP ledger. So I guess ultimately, at the end of the day, Ripple hold a large amount of XRP. If that goes up in value, that's good for the company, right? So if you have more developers building, then that's advantageous. And, you know, helping other developers build was part of what they were trying to do.
Now, folks, you know, there's a, first I'll show you this and then I'll make a point. Look, folks, since I got in this, I knew this, and I know it now even more. It was, is, and always will be about the XRP price. This whole industry is about the prices of these things, even though everybody tries to say that it's not. They try to say it's about building, and yeah, it's about building, but it's ultimately about the price. And I've never been bashful about that because this is the second coming on steroids of the dot-com boom bust. You will have winners and losers, but in the ones that, just like in the dot-com, it wasn't good enough to have in the end to have .com on the end of your name. You had to have an actual business model to become the Amazons and the eBays and the Pricelines, okay? Same thing here. Those were about the money. This is about the money. It's always about the money, folks. This time, it's going to be the real utility, okay? Now, real utility, there's I would say that, and look at this is a Warren Buffett quote, money is not everything. Make sure you earn a lot before speaking such nonsense. But even in the XRP community, I wouldn't call it a divide necessarily. I think it's really just that some people are willing to say what I consider to be the obvious truth, and some people are they disguise their interest in price by talking about building. Well, it is about building. And I think, yeah, building, apps, dApps and all that stuff is going to increase the price. That concept is real. But in my camp, at least the way I think, the real money that's going to translate into the XRP price ultimately is what Jimmy Valley's talking about here, and that is the deals being cut.
Bretton Woods was just a freaking business deal. A bunch of people got in the room and said, we're gonna do this going forward. Yeah. This has happened multiple times in history, and by the way, the other way that this gets resolved are through revolutions, riots, war.
All right, but the point here that I'm making is, make no mistake. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a developer. I don't care who it is. It's about price. It's about the Bitcoin price. It's about the Ethereum price. It's about the XRP price. It just is. Now, the kind of price that I'm thinking, the kind of price that a lot of people that think like I do think could be astronomical prices that are accomplished through business deals and through a bigger picture. I don't think that, and I point to things like this. You're not sitting in a room with these kind of people. These kind of people that are sitting in this room right here are not talking about building dApps and increasing the value of XRP. They are thinking about an increase in the value of XRP, but that not because of dApps, maybe because of CBDCs on a private ledger that bridges to XRP. People sitting in this room are thinking about business deals, not building. They may be thinking about building in terms of CBDCs or tokenizing real world assets that XRP is bridging to through tokens.
Hi, my name is Ryan Zagona. I'm from a company called Ripple. We use blockchain and virtual currency as a way to connect fiat currency more efficiently. It's a product for financial institutions. So it's an enterprise use case. We're using digital currency as an FX tool as opposed to a currency itself. As new enterprise use cases for DLT and digital currency emerge, how do we balance policy to allow these new use cases to take root while also capturing risk we see in the market today?
It's a great question. Who wants to take a bite of that? Go ahead.
I think there are certain principles that need to be upheld when doing regulation. Is that the same risk, same treatment? We have to really slice down what you're trying to do with technology and identify what is the underlying financial transaction you want to do. And if there is already a regulatory treatment, it has to be the same. Just because it's done differently through technology, that, at least from my own point of view, does not justify to give it preferential or adversarial treatment. I think it has to be a level playing field, and we as regulators, we have to be, as we say, technology neutral.
Neutral, okay.
No, it's sort of like saying that, okay, if you look like a bank, if you smell like a bank, if you walk like a bank, then you're a bank.
Ripple Bank, that is. Folks, these people are not all in the same room. They're not all in this same room because they're worried about building CBDCs and tokenization of trillions, if not quadrillions of assets. And if you think these people aren't worried about money, all the money, then think again. Because anytime you hear somebody say it's not about the money, it's not about the price, that's exactly what it's about. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. It's always about the money. Maybe at 18 I would have told you differently, but at 49, it's about the money.